Hello everyone, Minky here with the next episode of Let's Play Pokemon Gen 2 AEFE. Today, as you can see, it's a three-parter today, and that's because we are now going to two different places actually, believe it or not, not in there. We are going to Mount Mortar, first of all, and then we are going to get another Pokemon, and, well, you'll see, obviously here we're getting Tyrogue, and you'll see what the other Pokemon is in a moment. Also, important little point as well, by the way, when you come and get this Pokemon, you've got to make sure you have 5 or less Pokemon in your team. Otherwise, you won't be able to get the Tyrogue, and you'll have to, like, you know, properly, like, get... you'll have to come back, basically. The three Mews, of the three Mews, I've got the one that has obviously the good moves and whatnot, and I've got the other one that's actually got HM moves and whatnot. Flash obviously makes things a lot more convenient here and whatnot. Now, first, and also, another thing is, apparently you don't even go down a ladder, as good as that is. Yeah, there's actually a waterfall back here that you have to take. So that's a little strange, but I guess it is what it is. Now, another thing to note is that I might get a little lost, in which case, obviously, you know, I'll try and correct my course, if you will. But I should have the path remembered to some degree. But in the meantime, let's hopefully get good here, if you will. Now, another thing I want to point out as well, I know there's a bunch of items down here, and I don't really know, I don't really know the path for all of them, if you will. I've never looked into it because I never really got into it. I don't know, I know I've gotten Tyrogue before, but I just can't remember if, like, I can't remember if I got all the items or not. So I unfortunately couldn't tell you about it, if you will. But what I can do is, while I won't do this in the main LP, I can tackle this in the AEFE series and show off where all the items are. And what I think I'll do is I'll try and do my best to do like an item guide, if you will, but also do like get the Tyrogue as well, if you will, like do a map of like how to get all the items but also get the Tyrogue kind of thing. And I guess as well, I should probably look into doing like, you know, like a minimal steps kind of idea as well, kind of thing, because I think that would be pretty nice as well. Because like, you're like a guide, if you will, for it. But for now, not right now, I'm gonna go with this, if you will. With this pathway, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's this way. I remember it was a zigzag path. So, it's a little strange, but yeah, hopefully I'm doing it right. And if, you know, worst case scenario, I mean, I'm probably not gonna even take that long, to be fair. So I might actually do a little bit of it now. You see if I can get some of the items now, because I remember the path. I know it's like a zigzag. Like obviously you got to go to the middle one, the middle entrance, surf instead of take the ladder, and waterfall. Then you got to do like a zigzag path kind of thing. I'll leave a link to Mount Mortar in the description below, because obviously I know they're gonna get very confusing and whatnot. And yeah, I'm not gonna get any of the items because I figured I might as well leave them for now and I can get them later on. Obviously this item right here, I've just realised as well I didn't even bring repels. Oh well. If anything, it helps make the video longer. If anything as well, this item right here that you can just see just below, well, not now because I'm in the battle, but just below me, that item, that one can obviously be gotten now on the path and still keep on the path, if you will. But most other items, they're probably not going to be gotten, if you will, because they're off the path, which is kind of tedious to deal with. Alright, this bit's annoying, because I don't even remember this room now, actually, to be honest. I mean, I'll probably remember after I do this one, and I can do it easy on Silver and Crystal. So obviously, as well. This one's lower leveled as well. This is level 13. I think in the other room they were twice that level. Heck, I could have probably taken that down with Return, in all fairness, or some other move. Even though they've got really good physical defense. I'm not even picking up items, so yeah, Repel would not have taken up any unnecessary space. Oh well. Yeah, I don't do rollout too often here because it's not got the best accuracy. I think it's got like 95 accuracy to be fair, but actually I don't even think it's got that actually. I don't know. It's a weird move, but I guess it is what it is. I didn't even bring Dig with me. Oops. I just realised that I didn't bring Dig with me. Do I have someone who can learn Dig? Because I'm pretty sure I've got extra TMs of it. Oh well. Let's have a look. I didn't even bring Escape Route either actually, to be fair. Yeah, Dig. I've cloned the items, that's why I've obviously got a bunch of Digs and whatnot. No, just the Mews, which to be fair I can teach it to the Mew over Thief, and then I've got extra Thief TMs as well. So, if I really wanted to save up on that time, yeah, but it should be fine. Yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna wait on items. And I think it's down, no, it's not down here, I'm pretty sure it's in the upper left corner. I don't know. I can't remember the pathway. I didn't watch it all the way through actually, or I either did or I just somehow completely forgot, even though I watched it only a few moments ago. Oh well. Like I said, at least I got Dig though. Here we go. This should be it. Here we go. All right, we've got the Karate King. I think I'll do a mix of these two because you give everyone a bit of screen time, I guess. Hey, I am the Karate King. I train alone here in the dark. You battle with me. Ha! So yeah, Karate King. Oh well, Black Belt Kyo. I should do like a Flash version as well, where like you don't have access to Flash and you just come all the way through here without Flash, kind of thing. That would be nice. Of course, in this version, because you got really no sight whatsoever, in here, it would probably be more like a case of like go up 12 times, go right 3 times, kind of thing. Go left this many times, etc. You know, that kind of thing. But oh well. And yeah, I've just realised as well that it didn't ask me to switch. So again, I completely forgot to swap it for this part, but that's fine. I'm not going to really record again for a little bit, so that's fine. It's a shame I didn't use Houndoom, but you know, he probably would have survived anyway, even against Houndoom. I mean, I could have used a Dark Time move, I guess, though, so. Oh yeah! So Tyrogue, I'm not going to nickname them. Tyrogue is a fighting type, it falls into a tougher Pokemon. I would hope so. Keep up the hard work, I'll keep training too. Farewell. And he doesn't even disappear, okay, that's fine. Right, that's cool. So Tyrogue, here's our Tyrogue. You know, obviously this version. Comes with just tackle, so you know, it's what it is. And there's their stats. Now, the interesting thing about Tyrogue is that they are like the second version of Eevee, if you will, kind of thing, right? Because they have multiple evolutions based on their physical attack and physical defense stats. If they have higher physical attack, I think they evolve into Hitmonlee. I'm pretty sure they do actually, because I always got those two mixed up. But I'm pretty sure they evolve into Hitmonlee if they have higher physical defense, higher physical attack for Hitmonlee, right? Higher physical defense is Hitmonchan, and the same physical attack and defense, is Hitmontop. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. It would have been interesting if they did like other stats as well, but I guess that would be a lot to code and whatnot. And it would especially make getting the Hitmon top of the group tougher to get, I guess. Or I guess if anything, like it could have been like a case of like, oh, if you have higher physical attack, you get this one. If you have high physical defense, you get that one. High special attack, you get this one. But if any of them match, then you don't. Even if it's the highest one, then you don't get anything, kind of thing. So I guess there is that. Oh, that would have been interesting, I would say, but again, that's just me though. So let's explore a little bit, so I can get out on my own. Isn't that the ladder we came from, actually? Like an earlier ladder, I mean. Or an earlier ladder we went into, I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, it's a pity we didn't go through all the items then. I mean, I did get all the items, though. I mean, I know I didn't, yeah. I did. I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to say, actually, to be honest. I guess if anything, yeah, it's an item. Like I said, I'm going to leave this for the AEFE series. I'm going to leave the items then, because I feel like that's a better place to put them, if you will. So I think that's what I'll do, is I'll tackle it in the AEFE series. That way we don't get lost or anything of the sort. So that's fine. Alright. Gonna have to use up one of my dig tians, but that's fine. I can just clone it again. Yeah, Tyrogue as well, by the way, they're going to be saved for the AEFE series. So there is that. Which, by the way, anything that I use in the AEFE series doesn't count towards my no repeats rule. The AEFE series is like a series rather than a let's play, if you will. So it's like that. That's why it's a little more distinguished, if you will. Like it's a little more. It's fine if I use repeated Pokemon, if you will, in that game, because in that version it's going to be, you know, fine, if you will. It's fine if I don't use them, if you will. Or it's fine if I use a Pokemon I've already used before, or somewhere else, if you will. Or if I use, say I use, well, I'll use Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Hitmontop probably. In which case, if I use them, then I'll actually end up using. Then they don't count, if you will. So I can still use a Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Hitmontop in the future, if you will. You know, even if or if I have used Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Hitmontop by the time we get there, by the time we start the AEFE series and whatnot, it's still fine, if you will. It doesn't overlap at all. So there is that. And yeah, now that I think about it, this part is actually going to be really short. If I just do this, because like I said, I got there really quickly, if you will. So yeah, if I don't know, hang on, give me a second, guys. Well, yeah, give me a second. Yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, and I like to see this. See my list. I am going to say, let's take on. You know, let's make this a one-parter. So yeah, let's make this a one-parter. Then I know I said I was going to call it a multi-part at the beginning, but let's make it a single-parter, because in this case it's like we're good enough. I mean, it's because there's a specific part I want to do later on, which I'll talk about that when we get there. But you know, I just want to make sure it's in the proper place, if you will. So yeah, I'll do that. In fact, actually, you know what I'll do, actually? I'll make this a two-parter, actually, yeah. that's a better idea, I think, because I can do like gold and silver together, right, and then crystal for part 2. Well, as well, to point out, by the way, this part right now, this video, is being recorded on the 23rd of April 2025, which is a Wednesday, right? Now, I know some of you might have a question regarding that, but I'll get into that in a second, obviously. But what I'll do is, I'll obviously do gold and silver together, right? I'm going to do them right now, together, back to back, as one part. And crystal, when I tackle crystal, I'll actually go for all the items as well, because I think that's going to be, you know, a really nice setup, if you will. I think that's going to be nice to get all the items and whatnot as well. So, obviously I'm battling all the trainers as well, which is going to make it a little longer, but I think that's going to be fine, if you will. Like, I shouldn't get longer than 25 minutes per game here, for gold and silver. So, you know. Oh wow, that's a really nice Kangaskhan sprite. But yeah, that's what's up, if you will. That's yeah, that's that, if you will. So yeah, a two-parter for once. Wow, that's actually a little weird. I mean, obviously crystal, I'm gonna show off all the items, but I'll do it again in the Aftermath series as well. So for gold and silver, I'll actually do a bit of research regarding it as well, actually, when I do it there. So, like, obviously I'm getting all these items here now, because in this cave it's not going to be that long. So, and it's not connected to map Mortar at all. So, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I'm just looking for items here, if you will. I don't know if there is anything down here then, because, you know. Oh well. They got an attack in. Oh well. Oh wow, they actually got a crit. Wow. I mean, they deserve a crit, because I'm going in way too extra with the flamethrower. Oh well. Yeah, no items there, oddly. There's usually an item or something there. Oh well. It's what it is. And yeah, I will obviously tackle this as well, this area. The Union Cave, whatever it is. Yeah, Union Cave. I'll tackle this in full when we get to in Crystal, of course, because in Crystal there's like no reason not to, if you will. Obviously I'll have to go through all the items and whatnot, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. Yeah, still not asking, but that's fine. Alright. Yeah, this one's actually, this Gwen right here is actually kind of interesting, because she has Eevee plus all three Gen 1 evolutions, which is kind of interesting because you can't actually get all 3 evolutions, the Kanto evolutions, until pretty late into the game, at least for Gold and Silver. But in Crystal, well, as far as I'm aware, you can't anyway, because as far as I'm aware, you need to get, you know, you need to get to Cerulean Cape, which is where Bill's grandpa is at. If you're, you know, Bill's house in Red, Blue, and Yellow, which is a very long while away. So it's quite the, you know, and then even then you need to do a bit extra work, because now you need to find him some specific Pokemon. So it's a little tedious, but it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, another thing I should do probably is actually look into like where some of the items are, because I've missed out on so many items. I've not looked up too many guides for stuff, but it's definitely going to be interesting, I think, for some of these items, especially for Mount Mortar. Jeez, man. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. That is. Yeah, it's... Of course, she starts to battle you. So if I liked were there, I'd go anywhere. That's what a real trainer does. I guess. And yet she only has one Pokemon. Would have been kind of cool if she was a little under level, like level 27 or level 26. But she had Poliwrath and Politoed. That would have been kind of cool. Especially with the EV trainer we just battled as well. That would have been kind of interesting. But yeah, no one actually has any Politoads or, as far as I'm aware anyway, they don't have any Politoads or Actually no, some people do have Blossom actually, to be fair. So that's a bit weird that Politoed is a bit unlocked, I guess. Oh well. As once a weaker Pokemon comes to the water's edge, I wanted to see that Pokemon. Yep, well, on that note, here it is. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, there's no Lapras here because, like I said, well, not like I said, but as some of you might predict, and I've just realised I'm recording this on the wrong screen, but that's fine. Like I said earlier, well, not like I said earlier, Lapras actually only spawns here on Fridays, believe it or not. So, yeah, there's no actually Lapras here. So, yeah, there's actually no Lapras here, so we're gonna have to wait until Friday for me to catch that Lapras. Now, I might show that off in like a future video or something, I'm not sure, but I'm not gonna record it. Well, I might record it, I'm not sure, but I'm not going to show it off in the actual main Let's Play, if you will. So, you know, but I will do it in Crystal though, because like I said, I'm not going to record Crystal quite yet. So, yeah, on that note, let's move over to Pokemon Silver and get on with that game. And here we are in Silver. So, today, we are still... well, tackling Tyrogue and Lapras today. Obviously, this time around, I don't know, it's Silver. It's still Silver. You know, it's. I've just realised as well. I was gonna show off where the Apricorns are as well again, but I guess I'll do this. I guess I'll do a little bit of Apricorn stuff, if you will. Also, yeah, I bought an escape rope so I can get out of here really easily, so I don't have to waste a dig TM or whatever. But I'll go over that again in a second. Now, another thing I want to talk about is that right now I'm now earning lure balls from Kurt, because I've obviously got all 99 level balls, so I'm now doing blue Apricorns. I do have 99 red Apricorns in the PC, and right now, how many Apricorns do I have? I have 89 of each Apricorn. Plus 99 in the PC, except for red Apricorns and blue Apricorns. Red Apricorns, I'm currently at 89 in the PC, 10 more and I'll obviously get up to 99, and then blue Apricorns, I'm obviously down on blue Apricorns because that's the one I've been using to get myself some more lure balls at the moment, and it's like that for all 3 games. So there is that I'm doing as well. And also just a note as well, again 5 Pokemon, and you know, just make sure you got Flash with you and Surf and Waterfall. I think those are the only 3 you need, but I could be a bit wrong. I know I used Strength last time, but you don't outright need it to get Tyrogue, as long as you can escape anyway, at least. I'm not sure if you need it to escape or whatever, but it's always best to bring along a Dig TM user or an escape rope just in case. It is a long way in, especially since you have to jump a few ledges as well, and I don't know the way out. Another thing, well, let's get in. So another thing to point out as well, by the way, is that I have now provided, well, as I said earlier, I provided a link to a map of Mount Mortar, particularly from Bulbapedia. And what I'm going to do as well is I'm also going to link to where all the items are as well. That way, you've at least got that. So if you want to go and do that now on your own, then you can go ahead and do that before part 2 comes out next week, or before you watch part 2. You know, it's up to you if you want to watch it now or not. After me doing this bit, if you will. But obviously, like, it's there if you want it, if you will. Really good map. So, you know. And then, what else was there? There was also like, oh, I've also done my own map based on that map, because I figured I do want to at least be able to do my own map as well, especially for like drawing like a map of where I've got to go and all that. Now, the main issue is that that's a pretty cool Machoke sprite. The thing is, right, is that Crystal's map of Map Mortar is different to Gold and Silver's. That's what I'm talking about as well, as the whole like Crystal is different to Gold and Silver. Is that Crystal's map of Map Mortar is different, like different enough to the point where it's like, I'm a bit worried that I'm gonna get lost, if you will. In you know, in Crystal when I'm getting all these items. Hopefully I'm gonna be okay, but you know, it's just one of those things that you've got to be wary about with this kind of stuff, because when I do tackle it in Crystal, it might be a bit different in Gold and Silver. Now, fortunately, the map that I am linking down below is of Pokemon Gold, and presumably it applies to Silver as well, of course, you know. But with Crystal, obviously it's a bit different because it's Crystal, it's got a different map and all that. So hopefully it's fine, but you know, it's just one of those things you've got to be careful about, if you will, with this kind of stuff. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, I guess, at the end of the day. Now, another thing I want to point out, actually, or not another thing, but one more thing that I want to point out is that, like, so I was thinking about this earlier as well. Now, you can actually clone, now, obviously you can clone Pokemon and whatnot, right? And I'm going to do that when I tackle, you know, Gold and, well, when I get the Tyrogue one, I'm going to clone them so I've got backups and whatnot. Obviously I can breed them with Ditto, but, you know, at least I'm able to breed them. You know, I think they've got to evolve them first, of course, but, you know, but either way, you can at least breed more Tyrogues. You know, you don't need to clone them at all. And Ditto's relatively easy to catch as well. They're not that difficult, if you will, to find anyway, and then you've just gotta, like, obviously see about catching them and whatnot. Now about that as well, on top of that, right, on top of cloning the Tyrogue that I'm getting, I'm not gonna do this because it's kind of late now anyway to do it on Gold. But one thing you could do is like, you could like, before you get the Tyrogue, right? Before you get the Tyrogue, and it's probably best to like save, like proper save before you get the Tyrogue, right? You get to where the Tyrogue trainer is, right? You get to the Karate King, and then just before you battle him, or in fact, actually, you don't even need to do it before you battle him. You just need to beat him with a full team of 6, because then he won't give you the Tyrogue, right? And then before he gives it to you, what you do is you come back with a team of 5 or less, and then you save before talking to him, right? Because as soon as you talk to him, he's going to give you the Tyrogue. So you save, like proper save, not save state, but like actually properly save, right? And then in doing so, you can then talk to him, go back, hopefully you bought a dig as well, or with an escape rope, and you go back to the Pokemon Center, clone the Tyrogue, and then as far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure this is how it works, what will happen is that you'll have Tyrogue in your PC, but you will be back with the Karate King, right? Now, unfortunately, there is no way to confirm or deny whether it actually worked, because you would have saved at the Karate King. And I'm only saying save at the Karate King because it's just more convenient to save at the Karate King rather than, you know, rather than go all the way through the Mount Mortar cave again every single time. Because it's obviously quite a trek, you know. I mean, you could save at the Pokemon Center if you wanted to. That'd probably be better if you have repels, if you're willing to make the trip every single time. You just need a strong enough Pokemon to obviously deter away any Pokemon. And then on top of that, now on Crystal as well, by the way, on Crystal it's harder because it's like, it's practically frame perfect, I think. And I say I say practically because I've gotten it way too many times for it to be frame perfect, I think. I think, like, I'm way too good at it for it to be frame perfect, if you will. Maybe that's just me not having enough confidence in myself, but I feel like, yeah, it's not that hard, you know. But like I've gotten it enough times to the point where, like, I feel like I'm gonna get it done anyway. But for Crystal, because it is so like perfect, if you will, that you've got such a short window to do this in, I would probably recommend doing it on Gold or Silver instead, simply because Gold and Silver have a much larger window of opportunity, if you will. Like, you would have to try to fail in order to fail that, if you will. I feel like it is that kind of hard to fail it, if you will. Like, for the most part anyway, you would have to try to fail it in order to fail it, if you will. You know, otherwise, you know, I mean, obviously if you're doing it on emulator, then that's all good. You know, you can just use save states much easier. But by doing that, by cloning it that way, right, two things will happen. One, you will go back in time, quote unquote, to the point where Karate King would not have given the Tyrogue to you, but you would have received the Tyrogue will still be in your PC, right? Meaning that if he gives you again, if he gives you the Tyrogue again, it will have different stats and IVs and whatnot, very likely anyway. It's extremely likely that they would have different IVs and the like. But on top of that, the Tyrogue would actually not be in your Pokédex. Well, if you had them before, yeah, it would be in your Pokédex. If you didn't have them before, the Tyrogue would not be in your Pokédex, even though you should have the entry now because you've obviously got Tyrogue. Because before you got the Tyrogue, you didn't have the Dex entry. Therefore, it no longer counts. Therefore, it's not in there, if you will, because you go back in time, if you will. That's kind of how the glitch works, if you will. So, yeah, there is that to worry about, if you will. I just had to move, didn't I? I don't even know what I was going to move, actually, to be honest. But, yeah, here's the Karate King in Silver now. Not the suit, but obviously I mean the guy. And, yeah, this is where you would save, by the way. Well, not here, right? Like, so obviously I've got 5 Pokemon members in my team at the moment. If you talk to him, he's just going to battle you without question, right? So, you'd obviously battle him with 6 Pokemon in your team, and then he will give you the Tyrogue. Oh wait, sorry, you've got too much Pokemon, you've got too many Pokemon on you, and then obviously you would come back with only 1 to 5 Pokemon with you for the glitch to start, if you will. So there is that. That's an interesting one as well. Like, you can do that with pretty much anything, any of these one-time encounters, you know, in case you want to get like a better stat line, if you will. Same goes for the starters, the shiny Gyarados, the Sudowoodo, anything. The only caveat is that ones that are related to the plot, such as the shiny Gyarados, the Sudowoodo, etc., all of them are gonna respawn to the point where you need to still take them down, right? You still need to receive the Pokemon or get rid of the Pokemon in order to start properly making progress, if you will. You can't continue progress until you've dealt with them. So, you know, you got to be wary of that as well. But if it's like Tyrogue, who's not related to the plot, if it's Ho-Oh or Lugia, then you're perfectly fine to kind of like clone the event, if you will, because they're not related to the plot, they're not blocking you at all, if you will. Of course, if also you're fine with staying just before Sudowoodo in that general section, that's all well and good, you know, but that's a story for another day, if you will. So that's it depends on what you're going for in your playthrough, if you will. So here's Tyrogue on this file. I didn't even check his HP on gold, but I mean, obviously would see it in the thingamajig anyway earlier in the video. Wow, okay, good attack stat, nice. Wonder how good that is overall. Nice. Alright, now like I said, obviously don't have dig, but I've got my escape rope. Now another thing, I think I mentioned this earlier, with the escape rope, is that what I'm thinking of doing is I think I might actually teach dig to HMO to HMO2, because to be fair, I do need it over Thief, if you will. Like Thief, I only taught Thief because Thief, I really like Thief as a TM or whatnot. It's a really nice move, but I'm probably not going to use the Mew in battle, to be fair. So you know, that's a whole other thing. I guess I'll just delete that for it then, which is fine. And another cool thing as well, by the way, I did get the escape rope from here as well, from Azalea Town, and I've been staying here for the general time being anyway to help do the Apricorns with Kurt, so that's really cool. But yeah. So yeah, there is that. Now another thing to point out, by the way, is that it's still not Friday, it's actually Thursday now. It has just turned midnight not too long ago. So hopefully I'm not disturbing my neighbours too bad. But yeah, his Union Cave, obviously we're not going to get thingamajig, we're not going to get... It's a weird Marowak sprite. What? But yeah, obviously we're not going to get Lapras, but I figured I'd show this off anyway, especially since I've got to show a few things off in here anyway that I forgot to show off in gold. So there is that. Yeah, quad weakness and good physical attack stat and stab, but I've got a good physical defense, so it's kind of alright. Yeah, I need to swap. I need to swap Pokemon around in the team. Imagine if they came with Earthquake. I wonder how much damage that would do at this point. Especially if they're holding a Bone Club, because I'm pretty sure that exists. Actually, I'm not sure that exists, actually. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know, man. But yeah, it's Mickey's turn. Mickey does not have that good HP. Wow. She's the only one below 200. Wow. Okay, he actually walks up to you on land. Came all the way here to conduct my Pokemon research. Let me demonstrate my findings in a real battle. Aw, yeah, man. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, Mickey. I don't know. She needs more. Wow, that's actually a really good Kangaskhan sprite. Wow. It's actually really nice. Some of these sprites are just so good, but so wonky and whatnot. I feel like, you know. Like, this Kangaskhan sprite is really good, I think, but the Marowak one is kind of a bit weird. You know? I don't know, man. Oh yeah, another thing to point out as well is for one, like, what was it? I'll still do the items in Crystal, obviously, in Mount Mortar, but another thing I want to point out is that I do have the ACP runs to do as well, and I'll definitely have to come down here at some point to explore and whatnot. So I'll definitely have to do that at some point, just to see, like, you know, what's what, if you will. You know, because I'd want to see, like, where every Pokemon is and whatnot. I need to find it all and whatnot. I just need to be good with that, if you will. I mean, of course it'll be in Crystal, but yeah, that's sorry for another day, I guess. But I mean, obviously, like I said, I'll definitely be coming down here, getting the Tyrogue. Maybe I'll do the cloning glitch, like I mentioned, with the Tyrogue. Heck, I might do it 3 times, you know, to get Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Hitmontop, only to then, you know, do it a 3rd time and then have a 4th Tyrogue just in the back without having to worry about it in the future. That way I can pick it up whenever I want to, if you will. Especially if like I need to get like a good excuse me. Especially if I need to get like what's it called? I don't know what it's called. Oh yeah, especially if the stats are like off, if you will. You know, like if the stats are like off, if you will, like if I need a good physical attack stat on one, a good physical defense on the other, that kind of thing, I'll definitely need to be careful of that. Which I'll definitely look into when we get to the ACP run. Which I don't even know when that's going to be, to be honest, because like I said, I'm pretty sure I said this before in this LP. Wow, that's actually a really nice Grotion spray, actually. Not that, I've not said that before. What I said before in this LP, I'm pretty sure, is that I am going to do ACP Crystal, but I need to do ACP Yellow first. And I've obviously not done that yet. I've not even started that yet. I've not got any plans to start it really anytime soon at the moment. So, you know, it's one of those things where I wouldn't hold your breath at the moment, but critical hit on the one type that's not super effective against me. I guess it's Eevee as well, but Eevee is like probably even less of a threat. Anyway, but yeah, I've got to do ACP Yellow first before I can do, you know, ACP Crystal. So there is that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, okay, here's what this is the guy I missed in what's it called, in Gold, which is a bit unfortunate given what Pokemon he has, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like that's such a cool Charmander pose. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, at least I'm showing it off in Silver and Crystal. I presume I'll show it off in Crystal anyway, I don't see why I wouldn't. You know, it's... And then, I wouldn't worry too much about this guy in Gold, because I did battle him in Gold for this LP, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. At least for now, anyway. But that's obviously a story for another day, if you will. What sound effect was that? That was not Leech Seed. That was like Leech Bomb. That's like Leech Seed if it was a speed run. What? That sounds like Solar Beam. Solar Leech Seed. Now that would be a actually, that would be really cool. Make Solar Leech Seed, but make it like the glitch in Generation 1 where it would power up with Toxic. Where like it would, instead of taking 1/16 every turn, Leech Seed would now take 1/16, 2/16, 3/16, 4/16, etc. It keep on improving every turn, and that's what Solar Leech Seed is. But it takes a turn to pull off, if you will. You know, unless it's Sunny Day. Yeah, I've just come up with a new move. Oh yeah, Solar Leech Seed. That's a really nice ideal, I think. Probably won't be used competitively or anything. I don't keep up with competitiveness, but it's an interesting idea, I think. To be honest, it's one of those kinds of things. You know, I like it. I really do. I really like it. I mean, maybe I'm a bit biased because I made up I came up with the idea, but I don't know. I just like it, man. I like the idea of just solo Leech Seed. I don't know, man. It is what it is. Even coming off the sea or the water, I can create a spawn. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't need dig here, by the way, or an escape rope, because it's such a simple cave. Even coming down here is simple. Yeah, that's kind of how easy it is, if you will. Yep, real trainer. Yeah, it's still a shame she doesn't have Politoed. Especially now since we just realised that we've got the Canto Starter guy here. So it makes you wonder, like, what's he even doing down here? You know? With the 3 wonderful stars. I mean, maybe he's doing an Evolutions run or something. That'd be interesting. I don't know, man. It's what it is. Oh yeah, I did touch you. Yeah, I touched you in gold. I should touch the other trainers, but I guess I'll say that for the ACP runs. And yep, no Lapras yet. It's only on Fridays. And today is Thursday. Like I said though, I will take a picture of my Lapras' stats when I do catch them in gold and silver. But for now, it's obviously like they're not here, so I can't. You know, I'll catch them off screen, or I might record them, but we'll see, I guess. Right. Well, on that note, this is nearly 50 minutes long in total recording. I think it's actually not 50 minutes actually yet in recording without cuts, but it's fine. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this first 2-part of the series. Didn't think I was going to make any of this, any like this in the AEFE series, but or at least not this early anyway. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a really minky day.